Hey guys, Risque here, and welcome back to Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. So last we left off, we were cross-examining Jake Marshall here, finding out his connections with the SL9 incident. It's the dumbest bullshit. What, a prosecutor? He must be talking about the King of Prosecutors Award. Now I remember Prosecutor Neil Marshall. What is it with prosecutors always being involved in these fucking cases? He handled the SL9 case before I did. That's right, he was killed, and the case fell into your hands. What's his relation to you? He was my brother. I gotta say, he's got great hair. He was investigating the murders of Damon Gant, then Deputy Chief of Police. They look like a fucked up village people. The group of detectives I was part of worked under them. We were desperate to prosecute the killer. Joe Dark. My brother fought Dark and was killed. That was the first time Dark left behind any evidence. That was all we needed. He was arraigned and incarcerated. The case was finally closed. At least according to the public records. What do you mean? My brother couldn't have been killed by Joe Dark. I knew my brother better than anyone. No one could have beaten him in a fight. And that's it? That's your reason for your insane actions? There's more to my brother's death than what the records say, no matter how much you try to hide it. You can't fool me. Well, at least one thing's for certain. Now we know what happened at the police department on the day of this crime. That was the last day the SL9 case could be reopened. Not satisfied with its resolution, Officer Marshall planned to steal the evidence. Disguising himself as Detective Goodman, he entered the evidence room. We know. We've discussed this at length. We know. Officer Mingus confronted him, so he rendered him unconscious and fled. Yes, this mystery has finally been cleared up. No murder took place at the police department that day. And things that happened by chance never cease to amaze me. Exactly the same time as the murder at the prosecutor's office, this fake murder was going on at the police department. Chance? It's gotta be more than just that. So if no one was murdered at the police department on the day of the crime, it means the murder in the prosecutor's office parking lot was the real one. No shit. Which in turn means only one person could have committed the crime. Chief Prosecutor Lana Skye. But wait, a verdict wasn't reached in yesterday's trial. Which is why we examined the incident at the police department today. But there's only one reason the defendant was not convicted yesterday. There yet remained the mystery of the simultaneous murder at the police department. Seems to me this boy's got the draw on you, partner. All the mysteries of the police department have been resolved, no doubt about it. Sole murder took place at the prosecutor's office. The only suspect was Lana Skye. Cool, lock her up. I don't give a shit. And the testimony of one Miss Angel Star is completely incontestable. That's not true, but okay. If you have a response, make it a single word or less. Arg. I rest my case. It seems this trial has reached its conclusion. There's no room for doubt. Well done, Mr. Wright. Thanks to you, I didn't need to waste my time proving the alleged murder at the police department. There's no doubt what I proved today is true. Apparent murder on the security camera's tape really was fake. But I didn't realize that would end up proving Lana guilty. Now then, time for the verdict has arrived. This court finds the defendant. Your Honor, wait. Emma, defense has an objection, a scientific objection. She makes me want to be violent. Right? What do you mean, right? Mr. Wright? Are you this girl's guardian? Thank God, no. Your Honor, in a sense, please, Your Honor, all I'm asking is for a minute of your time. Please hear me out. Mr. Edgeworth, please. I don't want to leave any loose ends. You want a minute? I'll give you 3. I was kind of in shock. I mean, finding out the SL9 incident referred to the Joe Dark killings. Now that she mentions it, names of both Skye sisters are in that file. That's when I figured it out. I mean, what Officer Marshall was trying to do that day, so I knew his fingerprint had nothing to do with the crime. That left only one thing, the other handprint. You mean the traces of blood found on Detective Gumshoe's locker? But no fingerprints were found on it, right? No, but I figured if I examined it scientifically, I'd be sure to find a clue. So I ran over there and looked at it again. So did you find something? No. Huh? Stop wasting my time, bitch. Sorry, I guess I'm not much of a scientific investigator after all. Yeah, you suck. Give up. Quit. Is that all? Please don't be mad, I'm just a high school student. No. No. No, you want to play with the adults, you get treated like one. Throw her in the motherfucking prison, gallows, gulag. That's what I'm trying to think of, because she doesn't deserve a modern prison. Fuck her. Then go do your homework. Like, why are you bothering me? I'm just an attorney. Mr. Wright, those traces of blood are the only clue we have. We can't find something wrong with them. Please, Mr. Wright, you're a professional. If anyone can save Lana, it's you. Jesus Christ. Me? Oh boy. Time's up. Now then, Mr. Wright. Regarding the incident in the police department, does any reasonable doubt remain? Appears defense is troubled by the other blood mark. I don't give a shit. 4 planes hammer was shoved around here, is there a problem with this? Mr. Wright, I'm sorry I can't be more use. Still, if you can't find anything wrong with that blood mark, Lana will be... Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm gonna go with...
Objection!
This handprint left at the crime scene clearly shows a contradiction. The only thing that seems clear is your grasping, Mr. Wright. I've been staring pretty intently at those floor plans. Tell me, is there a problem with them? Yes, this is strange. Take a look. Something is missing. Missing? Yes, something that completely changed the something. I don't care. The defense is simply trying to buy time. Very well, Mr. Wright. With all this evidence here, there's something I gotta... Blah, blah, blah. God. What about that piece of plywood? Blue Badger, mascot of the police force. Defender of truth, guardian of proof. Explain yourself, Mr. Wright. Please look at the floor plans of the crime scene. The Blue Badger is not there. So watch what happens when we put him in. This is where he was dancing at the time of crime. Well, what? That's right. So as long as the Blue Badger is dancing there, it would be impossible to place a handprint at this spot on the locker. What? So that means, just what exactly does that mean? It means it can't be done. What are you saying? Blood traces were undeniably found on that locker. Don't look at me, I didn't put it there. Mr. Wright, think it through say scientifically one more fucking time, bitch. I dare you. Ooh. That afternoon, Officer Meekins was the one who brought the Blue Badger to the evidence room, right? After he put it down, it would be impossible to leave a handprint on that locker. So that must mean this blood mark was left there before the Blue Badger was brought in. Just a moment, I will not allow such far-fetched balderdash in my courtroom. Really? Because that's all you've led in this courtroom today, you fucking stupid asshole. May sound far-fetched, Your Honor, but it's the only possible explanation. February 21st, in the police department's evidence room, blood was spilled not once but twice. But how? One time was captured on this tape taken by the security camera. Officer Meekins cut his hand from which a trivial amount of blood fell. Problem is the other time... Someone bled prior to the struggle shown on this tape. It had to have been Detective Goodman when he was really murdered. That's ridiculous. I refuse to accept your absurd claim. The murder portrayed in the security tape has been proven to be a fake. However, that does not explain the blood mark found on the locker. So then, assuming this murder you purport really happened, when did it take place? I need to show evidence that proves when it occurred. Shut up. I don't care. My God. Like, none of that dialogue was fucking necessary. All of it could have been cut. Okay. Crime took place inside the evidence room, and the killer would have had to enter it. In order to do so, an ID card would have been required. An ID card? Oh, the ID card record. Officer Meekins brought the Blue Badger panel into the evidence room at, let's see here, 4:50. If the crime took place before that time, then it would be 4:40. Miles Edgeworth, just what have you done? Never would have figured you had the nerve, boy. Drop the act, witness. Doesn't take a lot of thought to figure out it couldn't have been me. Nope, I ain't getting it. I'm afraid I don't understand either. Shocker. It's clear from the luminol test the blood was there. However, when the second crime took place, both Officer Meekins and Officer Marshall failed to notice the blood. That means the blood from the first crime was wiped away by the real murderer. I would have had just 10 minutes to murder the victim, carry his body away, and clean up the blood. Fortunately, that's physically impossible. That would mean the crime must have taken place before Mr. Edgeworth entered the evidence room. Let's look at the chart again for the millionth time. There's only one other card number remaining, 7777777. For some reason, I don't feel like that's a legit ID card number. Talk about a lucky number. But wait, that doesn't make sense. How could Detective Goodman have entered the evidence room? Since there's no record of his card being used beforehand, he must have entered along with the real murderer. That's the only plausible explanation. He went in with 7777777. Mr. Edgeworth, please look into this ASAP. Find out whose ID number is that. That's 17 too many, Your Honor. Unfortunately, I'm unable to look up the owner of that ID card, at least at present. What? Explain yourself, son. The ID number that belongs to someone with the rank of captain or higher. Someone who is a so-called executive officer. But it was Gant. We don't have the authority to inquire into such a person's identity. But that's ridiculous. Just how? I'm not finished talking, Miss Wright. There's one situation in which we can be granted such authority. It's if an official charge filed against an executive is accepted. An official charge? You're all alike, aren't you? With your cover-ups and your forgeries. That's how the prosecutor's office operates. He's not wrong. I take pride in my work, Officer Marshall. I'd appreciate it if you would keep your slander to yourself. Slander, is it? Okay, let me ask a question. Yes? Does any of this fucking matter? No, not to you, to her, the defendant sitting over here. Her own little executive. Lana? Don't be stupid, she's been charged with murder. Of course, we've looked up her ID number, and it's not 7777777. Don't play me for a fool, pardon, it's not what I want to ask. All I want to know is one thing, about that incident. The SL9 incident? No, fucking DL6 incident again, you fucking dumbass. Yes, the SL9 incident. Pay the fuck attention. Ooh! Answer me this, Chief Prosecutor. In that trial 2 years ago, did you really only use legitimate evidence? Do you need the witness to repeat his question, Chief Prosecutor? I heard him fine, Mr. Edgeworth. 2 years ago, I was in charge of the prosecution for that trial. I don't fucking care. At the time, we occasionally felt the powerlessness of the law, and at least I did. Lana, I became a prosecutor in order to suppress crime with the law. Before I realized it, we were the ones being suppressed by the law. Defendant, just what are you saying? I'll ask you again, Chief Prosecutor. During that trial 2 years ago, did you really present all the evidence in court? Can you look me, an investigator, in that crime in the eye and say that you did? Chief Prosecutor, you didn't. I don't have to, Officer Marshall. Why won't you answer him? Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to do in order for him to get the verdict he deserved. But Lana! Even if it involved forging evidence. I don't care if she goes to prison. I really don't. It might be for the best. See? That's what I'm talking about. No. No! Order. Lana's remarks caused such something. The chaos in the court could not be quelled. Conclusion of the trial would have to wait until the following day. Okay, just one more day of investigation, one more day of trial. Just one more. We can do this. We can do this. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. Okay. I'm so sorry, Mr. Wright. I'm sorry for what my sister said. Yeah, we were just there, we know. I didn't know. I never knew that the SL9 incident was just another name for the Joe Dark killings. I was like, everyone's heard about these killings but me. That's not surprising. Lana wanted Drake Dark, I can't read, convicted so badly. That's why she used me. That's why she used what happened to me. What do you mean, what happened to you? It's all there in the file. Joe Dark's last victim was Prosecutor Neil Marshall. When he murdered Officer Marshall's brother, he left behind an incriminating piece of evidence. What did you have to do with those killings, Emma? On the night Prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered, Joe Dark tried to kill me. What? He tried to kill you? And Officer Marshall's brother Neil was only trying to save me. So that means you, yes. I was a witness in the Joe Dark trial. I didn't see that one coming. I didn't care. I don't care. It happened 2 years ago. It was right about this time of year too. There was a terrible thunderstorm that day, unusual for the season. I was alone in my sister's office. We were planning to eat dinner together once she finished her work. Then suddenly, this terrifying man came bursting into the office. Joe Dark. It seemed like he was running from someone. He pulled out a knife and screamed at me. I didn't know what was going on. Just then, Prosecutor Marshall showed up. Jake Marshall's brother. Excuse me, sorry. Joe Dark tried to take me hostage. But before he could, Marshall tackled him. And then what happened? I'll never forget it. The lightning struck and the lights went out. Suddenly, a bolt of lightning flashed outside the window, lighting up the office for an instant. What I saw then burned a permanent picture in my mind. I still can see it now. Permanent picture? I don't remember the moment when Dark stabbed Mr. Marshall. So you weren't able to testify about that? No, I was only asked about when I was attacked. That must be why she made up the crime. Made it up? You mean provided bogus evidence? The prosecutor's office wanted that guilty verdict so badly. Lana forged the evidence and Mr. Edgeworth used it. Edgeworth? Yes. I'm sure he didn't know anything about it. He couldn't have known he was being given false evidence. Even so, that's when it all started. The rumors about Mr. Edgeworth, I mean. It's all my fault. If I could have just testified properly, none of this would have happened. So it's true, even though he may not have known it. Edgeworth really was involved in falsifying evidence. That's not shocking. Even if he did know about it, it still wouldn't be shocking. After that case ended, Lana was never the same. She became cold like she is today. She must not have been able to face up to what she did, especially not to Emma. What did you see in the instant that crime occurred? Drake knocked down Mr. Marshall and raised his knife. Neil Marshall was stabbed right in front of this poor girl. I don't remember what happened after that. Apparently I passed out. That's just me and Emma, or me and Maya all over again. When I came to, Lana was cradling me in her arms. Poor Emma. You've been through so much. I couldn't bring myself to testify about that incident. I tried, but the words just wouldn't come out. I drew a picture, but it wasn't any good. 2 years ago, you must have been 14. That's understandable. Once it was all over, I made up my mind. Decided that when I grew up, I'd become a scientific investigator. I want to be able to fight crime with my testimonies. You're a fucking idiot. And find the evidence to make an airtight case. That way, Lana would never have to forge any. You see, I think I'm finally starting to understand what makes Emma tick. There's still something that bothers me about that crime. There's something that's puzzling me, Emma. What is it? You said you were in Lana's office at the time, right? That's right. Why then would a serial killer come running in there? Not only that, but he was being chased by a prosecutor? Oh, there's no mystery there. Joe Dark had been taken in for questioning that day. Taken in for questioning? You mean by the police? No, by fucking mailmen. Yes, by the fucking police. God, it's the stupid questions. There is such a thing as stupid questions, and this game asks all of them. Ugh. Of course, this happened at the police department, you fucking dipshit. He tried to run away halfway through the interview and fled into my sister's office. Why did he run all the way over to your sister's office? His detective offices in the questioning room were right across from the elevator. Across from the elevator? Lana was the chief prosecutor, wasn't she? How many more sentences are we going to say things that we already know for fact and have this entire case? How many more? I'm silly, didn't I tell you 2 years ago she was attacked? She's best friend in the entire force. That's news to me. After the Shadow Dark case, she was transferred to the prosecutor's office and made chief prosecutor. Lon used to be a detective. I'd better have another talk with her. Okay. See you guys next time.